With the addition of ponds, are you seeing more grass around ponds even in drier times because there's more water staying in the landscape?
I mean, some of the ponds have seeps in the dam, and you definitely see, different kinds of grasses down there.
A lot of water.
Grasses, aquatic like grasses. Yeah. We were noticing in that when it was really dry for about a month, we were noticing in the shady spots there was actually like a lot of stuff was turning brown, but there was a lot of timothy and other sorts of grasses that were staying nice and green under the shade because they weren't just getting baked by the sun all
makes
day.
Me think of the silvopasture topic.
Yeah,
oh, man.
Exactly. That's the advantage of a silvopasture area. So you got all that distributed shade.
If you get honey locust trees every 30-foot centers,
then
you'd have almost continuous shade throughout the paddock, but then it'd be dapple shade, so you could still grow the grass. The grass would grow up better. The nitrogen fixation from the honey locust would feed the grasses.
Yep.
And it'd be a good deal. You'd have shade for your livestock. You'd get your feed from your honey locust pods.
Yep.
Yeah, your grass wouldn't turn brown as much.
It'd be a lot more
resistant to heat.
And
drought. Yeah, it'd be cool. It's just establishing it is very tricky.
It takes a long time.
Yeah.
It's something for the long haul.
Yep.
If it's like a place that you're gonna spend the rest of your life on, I definitely would. Me personally, I would start doing it. Start it as soon as possible because it takes so long.
So long to get there. Yep.
But it's also one of those things where
you don't really do it when you start out because it's not a lot of return.
Yeah, but
it's expensive.
Yeah, the key thing too is like a year, 2 year, 5 years is all pretty similar as far as starting. You know, like that's not going to make that much of a difference in the span of your life. So it's like don't think that like the first year you got to plant all your farm. Spread it out.
No, it's also
if you can. I mean, and not just honey locusts. There's all kinds of other trees.
Exactly. But like from a cash flow perspective, it's definitely like a long-term investment because it's not something you're going to see return on gains-wise or whatever in any meaningful period of time.
I almost feel like the way to do it is kind of like how Greg's doing it in that anything like just picking selected trees that are coming up on their own.
Yep.
Don't even worry about fencing them off, and if they get broken over, they do. You just cut them anyway.
Yep. The only
makes it.
The only disadvantage to that is like if you wanted to plant thornless varieties, like you can't do that. But I don't have a problem with it.
Right,
you know what I mean? Like I think the thorns are there for a purpose. Mm-hmm. But
they are hard done 4-wheeler tires.
So hard on 4-wheeler tires. But like at the same time, it's the reason why the tree is standing there is because like it's an anti-rub device.
Yep.
Cows won't rub on it as badly if there's like thorns this long sticking out all over the place.
That supposedly they don't, like the wild honey locusts don't produce as many seed pods though.
Yeah, that's true. From a feed perspective.
Yeah.
But just in the value of the shade alone, it would be worth it.
Yeah, the feed's just the extra.
Its feed is just an added bonus.
You're going to also grow more feed because there's more shade.
Yep, in the form of grass. Mm-hmm. And when we say feed from honey locusts, we're talking about the actual seed pods.
And some grazing too on the lower branches.
Yeah, on the lower branches, they like eating. It is browsing. They like eating those leaves, those little tender leaves. Mm-hmm. You'll see cows all the time with their head up in the air. It's one of the only trees that they'll do that to.
I don't know. They do it to a lot. They
don't do it. They don't do it as much to oaks as they do with honey locusts. I feel like they always nibble on those.
The big one.
The big one. I saw him chewing on those white pine needles the other day out there. I was like, what is going on?
It probably tastes good.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's high in vitamin C. You can make tea out of that stuff.
Really?
Yeah, I used to do that all the time. We have a lot of white pines at home though, compared to here.
Mm-hmm. I think here is pretty much planted.
Pretty much.
Grows really well.
Yeah, there's not. I don't think there's really any. It's just escaped. I think it's just escaped like horticultural trees or whatever. But there's some huge ones
on jacks.
Yeah, but those were definitely planted. Those are right in a fence row. But I'm thinking about, this is totally irrelevant to like everybody who's behind this camera. But when you're taking the back way to Jan's and you go like up and down and you're going down that way, there's like down in those, I pointed them out before, like down off the road a little ways, like where that old quarry used to be, like those coal pits that Greg used to talk about, like across the opposite. No, the back way to Jan's, like if you go past McBee's and around that way, there's the like you know that pond he talks about that like he built,
yeah,
but then
yeah,
on
yeah,
the
yeah.
other side of the road, a little bit farther down, there's sometimes a camper like way the hell back in the trees back there. There's huge white pines back over there. I bet they were planted from like a home site or something like that a long time ago, but those are the biggest ones that I've seen around here at least.
That one on Jack's is pretty big.
Yeah,
by
those
the
are
guy's
big.
house.
Yeah. But anyway, sorry. Yeah.
Trees are so cool.
I know. So cool.